the interim town manager report.
On the employment front, I would like you to know that our administrative assessing assistant that tentatively accepted the employee did not complete the process. So that one is back out for research. We did interview today for a sewer business manager, and that will be submitted to the Sewer Commission for ratification this coming Wednesday, I believe it is. So that will leave us with the assistant business manager and the administrative assessing assistant, which is quite a cut in the list we've been working with on for a while. I would like to update you on some of the projects. The Adult Activity Center roof bid has been awarded and is to be completed within 30 days. We have awarded the Lunenburg Historic Property Survey, which is underway, and the award for the library exterior paint project is underway now as well. I think that I'd like to address some of these other bids when we discuss ARPA. It'll flow together a little bit better. With the anticipated dates, I have been meeting with the facilities director every Tuesday at 2 p.m. to try to set targets and keep things moving along. And I think you can see by the bids that have been going out over the last week and the coming schedule that that has proven to be fruitful. So we'll stay on top of that. I do want to let you know that the TC Passios, good Lord, for the automatic spell checking of the TC Passions deficit, has been eliminated. We were able to find sufficient dollars elsewhere in the facilities budget to offset those. And I want to be clear that this had nothing to do with the school department paying their rent. They have paid their before and after school rent as agreed. I think that what happened was that it was not necessarily clear as to who was responsible for processing what and who would mow lawns and who would plow snow and all that. So we're going through a process right now with the school superintendent and the business manager and the facilities director to establish what the budget truly is to operate the budget, that building. And I've recommended to them that they make a very specific request for that building going forward, not just lump it in with all the facilities so that everybody can understand what the costs are. We're also looking at the building with the school department to see whether or not there's possibly some contraction that we can do within the building that might lower operating costs and make the best use of that $300,000. And the school superintendent has been an active partner in those discussions, and we certainly want to thank her for that. Thanks to an assistance from PAC, I was able to record a 30-minute Talk of the Town show, which introduced our new waste hauler, G.W. Shaw and Son, to the community. All reports, well, lack of complaints would tell me that at least it's gotten off the ground relatively smoothly. The only real change is they're coming from the north and Harvey was coming from the south. So they've kind of just flipped the route. Same day, same route. But if you thought you had until 10 or 11 a.m. because Harvey was going to be late, you now could miss the boat because Shaw will be early at your end. But we've hopefully had a nice discussion. We had a chance to exchange our youth growing up, tending to pigs and such a little bit. And I'm going to do one of those Talk of the Towns each month while I'm with you, different department head, different subject matter. Next month's will be, sort of question time, what's on the town meeting warrant for the fall.
Cool.
We held, I'm sorry, was there?
No, I just say cool. Yeah.
Thank you,
That was a
Carter.
great idea.
Thank you.
I had 2 listening sessions for the employees. I didn't take an exact head count. We had 40 plus or minus in attendance. It seemed well received. before we launched into the concerns, I did get a thank you for doing it, which is always, a good way to get started. We will prepare a fuller report, get all those notes written up and everything. But from a high level, I would like to share with you the concerns that the staff expressed. First was the status of the police department once Chief Gamble retires. Next was a concern for holiday sick leave and vacation time for those working under 20 hours a week, particularly holiday, because many of our people are part-time elsewhere, and so if they lose that 8 hours on a Monday or a Thursday, they can't come to work on another day of the week and pick that up. They are out of that time completely. It was suggested that we develop an employee recognition program. Some of the employees spoke to the sick leave donations being on a department-by-department situation kind of basis. They spoke to the challenges with the current reimbursement process. There was the general discussion of IT issues that you know about, and the need to develop some more standardized operating procedures. So we will be submitting a series of amendments to address the PTO, sick leave bank, employee recognition, and some other changes. You'll see those in your draft warrant next week. They're undergoing review by Mark Terry, and then I've tried to involve Nancy in it so that any changes to the accruals, I try to address some concerns that she might have. We have committed to bringing the interim police chief and final search process before you next week. I've spoken with that candidate. I do know that the chairman will want to speak to you about the timing of an executive session for you to review the proposed contract for the interim chief of police. We have committed to bringing a new reimbursement process and possibly a purchase credit card. This is not a standard credit card. It would be controlled by one individual. And we have committed to bringing those policy changes before you. We had said to the group 11-1. It will be in your packet for 11-1, but you won't have it for consideration until 11-05. When the employees spoke to the need for standard operating procedures, it occurred to me that Samantha was clearly volunteering to lead that group. And as Annie and Logan spoke to it, I sensed that they wanted to volunteer for that group as well. So they have established a working group. I've given them 1 hour a week to work on this. I've asked them to work with the committee handbook and to start on meeting minutes, standardization of meeting minutes across all the boards, and pointed out to them the section that allows the town clerk to set those standards for all boards and committees, and ask that they be sure to include the clerk in those conversations. This will not happen quickly. We've only given them 1 hour a week. They'll go away and do their homework. But involving the employees that wanted this in that process, I think, is important. And we, as well, did interview some people for network administrator today, and we had a good heart-to-heart with Suzer, and we'll review how that goes. I don't want to speak to it much more than that. I think Suzer felt that, well, let me just leave it at that. I think it was a good conversation, and we've turned the corner. The finance team is close to being able to close out FY24. We did have one department that had some adjusting entries that needed to be made. We did get those today. I want to thank Ezekiel for really going above and beyond. They're still a little bit off, but we're just going to have, at this point, have to call them reconciling errors and try to clean them up in the next fiscal year, because I need to close the books. We're quite deep into this fiscal year without having closed fiscal 24. And with that done, we're hoping to be able to get the trial balance out to DOR by next week for free cash. We're not using any free cash at the fall town meeting. We'll use overlay surplus. And I've reviewed the 925 Mass Ave. I think it was Member Emke that had questions on that. I had a number of questions on it, which I've kicked off to town council, and hopefully Adam and I can get that done over the next few days. I'll be in the office next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I sent y'all an email today, and if you have any questions on it at any time, just pick the phone up and call me, and we can, on a one-on-one basis. Happy to answer any questions about the listening sessions or anything that I've outlined in here.
I do have one question, Mr. Chair, through you to the interim town manager. My question is, the other piece that we'd like to have in place before a special town meeting, will we have the tax rate set or available to be set?
My short answer is